Most of the mummies are very happy putting oil overnight and doing chumpy, but unfortunately I need to demystify it. Keratin is something which can cause damage, and which is why I tell my patients to refrain from keratin treatment. Basically, conditioner needs to be applied on your length as well as the ends. It's not meant to be applied on the root. It will make it more greasy, and if you have oily scalp, and it can go ahead and give you trigger the hair fall.
Stress can cause hair loss.
Why not? Stress can cause any type of issue in the body, so stress se dur raho, because cortisol, when it kicks in because of the stress, the first part of the body it would actually affect is your hair, because our body is smart enough to understand heart, liver, muscle, kidney are important part of the body. तो ऐसा कोई शैम्पू नहीं है पूरी दुनिया में, पूरे ब्रह्मांड में जो आपके बालों को झड़ना रोक दे या ग्रोथ कर दे. You have to see the dermatologist. You have to go to your root cause, right? You have to understand what is the problem.
So is this just a marketing gimmick?
And companies have made $1 billion because of this marketing gimmick.
Well, Doc, now let's talk about hair, which is your expertise. And I'm going to give you options. You have to tell me whether it's a myth or a fact. Cutting your hair frequently makes it grow faster.
Myth.
You want to explain a little
Yes.
about that?
See, actually, if you are having hair shedding, then you can cut your hair short, because it will actually eventually make the nutritional deficiency better, because your hair would be shorter, so the nutrition required would be lesser. But otherwise, it doesn't have any direct role in hair shedding or controlling the hair fall. But definitely, if you're having split ends and if you're having the lower ends are breaking, then of course it would give some conditioning to the hair.
Oiling your hair overnight is the best way to promote hair growth.
No, that's a myth, and that's a very common myth across India. Most of the mummies are very happy putting oil overnight and doing chumpy, but unfortunately, I need to demystify it. You can put the oil on the scalp once a week, keep it for half an hour or 1 hour, and then you can wash it. If you over oil the scalp more frequently or for longer duration, it might give you seborrheic dermatitis, which can again trigger your hair loss issue.
Using conditioner on the scalp makes it greasy and causes hair fall.
True. Basically, conditioner needs to be applied on your length as well as the ends. It's not meant to be applied on the root. It will make it more greasy, and if you have oily scalp, and it can go ahead and give you trigger the hair fall.
Dry shampoo is a healthy alternative to regular hair wash.
So that's not correct. You would still have to wash the scalp, because when you wash with water as well as the shampoo, it removes the debris, dirt, as well as the seborrhea, especially if you are having a condition called seborrheic dermatitis or oily or flaky scalp. It's also meant for people who are suffering from sensitive scalp. So regular shampooing as well as washing cannot be replaced.
Stress can cause hair loss.
Why not? Stress can cause any type of issue in the body. So stress se dur raho, because cortisol, when it kicks in because of the stress, the first part of the body it would actually affect is your hair, because our body is smart enough to understand heart, liver, muscle, kidney are important part of the body. So keratin, जो proteins होते हैं, they start getting disrupted from the hair.
Keratin treatments permanently straighten your hair.
No, they cannot, because of course the hair follicles are growing all the time, and which is where your hair roots, say hair length keeps increasing. But keratin treatment sometimes cause a lot of damage, which can stay for a very long time. Keratin is actually derived from formaldehyde, not from any types of protein. It is a misnomer basically. So this formaldehyde is again derived from the hair of the sheep basically. And this formaldehyde can cause a lot of irritation as well as damage to the outer layer of the hair, which is called the cuticle. So keratin is something which can cause damage, and which is why I tell my patients to refrain from keratin treatments.
Now, Doc, rate the hair trends, approved or not approved, okay? Rice water for hair growth.
Yes, it can help you with telogen effluvium, but not with any kind of pattern baldness. And yes, many companies are using it for shampoo, which doesn't work at all. If you have to use it, you have to use it in the form of spray. And getting such sprays is usually very difficult.
Protein intake for hair growth.
Yes, it's definitely good if you're suffering from telogen effluvium, or if you're having a lot of hair shedding because of nutritional deficiency. So you need to increase the protein intake to be 1 gram per kg body weight. If your weight is 70 kg, consume at least 70 grams of protein, guys.
Hair gummies for hair growth.
They work up to certain extent, but it doesn't replaces your other issues. If you have some kind of hormonal issues, you have to take the guidance of the doctor. So the companies, the problem is that hair gummies, they do work, but the problem is that they claim that they work in all type of hair fall issues. That's not correct claim. You need to still see the doctor. Hair gummy cannot be the solution for every type of hair fall issue. If you have nutritional deficiency, they might work for you till an extent.
Collagen for hair growth.
See, collagen is a very good molecule, especially it helps in building up the skin elasticity. It has some role in hair growth, I mean, making the hair thicker. But for hair growth, it might not be the best thing to use. You would still have to combine it with the hair nutraceuticals, micronutrients, and also you have to work on your you have to check your thyroid, you have to check your PCOD panel. There are so many things, genetic factors as well. So collagen in combination with other things might be the best thing to go for.
Non-surgical treatment for hair growth.
Yes, we do the non-surgical hair growth booster treatment, which again is a holistic methodology wherein we consult the patient, then we understand the root cause, and it's through a dermatologist, not by the hair coaches who are like, the other companies, the commercial companies using. If you see a dermatologist, they would be able to do the deep analysis and they would be able to help you in the best possible way. So the holistic approach is that what we are using through hair nutraceuticals, through the combination of the growth factors, which actually help in nurturing the hair follicles and thereby they help in rendering the hair growth. It helps in reversing the miniaturization of hair for the patients who are having pattern baldness or genetic pattern of hair loss issue. So when all the factors are combined, we usually are able to give patients a dramatic improvement in terms of hair regrowth without the need of any kind of surgeries.
Now, finasteride for hair growth.
Yes, finasteride is very good for patients who are having genetic pattern of hair loss issue. Some patients are skeptical because 1% patient could have the erectile dysfunction, which mostly is temporary, which is why it depends upon patient and acceptability. We in general don't give finasteride because there is a kind of non-acceptance for the drugs. But there are patients who would definitely require it when it is very advanced, so it might be supportive. So you have to give to the patients regarding the patient cause as well as their needs as well as the patient desire, because not everybody is open for finasteride.
Now let's do a quick rapid fire questions, but the hair segment. Best hair care tip for summers in one sentence.
Wash the scalp frequently.
One hair care trend that you cannot stand.
Keratin. It's definitely a no because it can damage your hair. It has formaldehyde in it, guys. It doesn't have proteins, please.
Dry shampoo, lifesaver, or just temporary fix.
Temporary fix, of course.
What's your hair's worst enemy?
The worst enemy is if you're depriving yourself from nutrition, crash diet, and if you're not taking enough of sleep, taking a lot of stress.
Egg hair mask, yes or no?
Yes, it is very good for conditioning, not for hair growth, but yes, it helps in making sure that your hair gets a little smoother.
I guess rather have that protein. Best hairstyle for a bad hair day.
Maybe go for a braid because it would not show up.
Most overrated hair product.
Anti-hair fall shampoo. Every second person, when they have hair fall, they go for hair fall shampoo only कि हाँ ये shampoo से कोई ऐसा shampoo दे दो भैया जिससे hair fall रुकना बंद
But
हो जाए.
almost everyone does that, even like the
Yes,
most
even the
educated
educated
people.
ones. If you see my friends who are working as CEO, in fact the medical doctors also, they go for anti-hair fall shampoo. ऐसा कोई shampoo नहीं है पूरी दुनिया में, पूरे ब्रह्मांड में जो आपके बालों को झड़ना रोक दे या growth कर दे. You have to see the dermatologist. You have to go to your root cause, right? You have to understand what is the problem that you need to fix, whether it's the hormonal issue, whether it is genetic, or whether it's related to your blood workup. You need to see a dermatologist for the same.
So is this just a marketing gimmick?
It's a marketing gimmick, and companies have made $1 billion because of this marketing gimmick.
A lot
doctors के पास भी होता है.
A lot of people are not going to like this video.
No, but the correct information needs to reach the right audience, and that is why people who are investing on shampoos worth thousands and so much more, it's completely a myth. We need to see the doctors, dermatologists, and we need to have the right analysis done.
One very simple question and a very important question that I wanted to ask is, my hair ends, the length is very frizzy and dry, but the scalp gets oily. How to deal with this and how to treat this, right?
This is a very common problem with most of the girls who have very long hair and people who have like middle length hair also. So the hair, they get dry, the scalp is too oily, you have to use two different shampoos, Sudakshana, for this. For the hair length, basically, you need to use something which can provide you a lot of conditioning. So use a shampoo which has good amount of shea butter, cocoa butter, propylene glycol, everything that can condition your hair. And always make sure that you apply a good conditioner in good volume, so as to ensure that it stays for 5 to 7 minutes and then you wash it. While, because your scalp is too oily and it is filled with seborrhea, you need to ensure that you use something at least once or twice a week, a type of shampoo which actually removes the oil. So something which has something like ketoconazole, zinc pyrithinone, selenium sulfide, which removes all the dirt and debris. So what you can do, Sudakshana, 2 times a week, you can apply a shampoo on the scalp, not on your lens, which has good amount of selenium sulfide, zinc pyrithinone, as well as ketoconazole. It will help in removing all the seborrhea as well as the dandruff that you have. And 2 times a week, you can use a shampoo as well as a conditioner, which will actually nurture as well as condition your hair. Make sure this time you use a shampoo which has good amount of shea butter, cocoa butter, as well as propylene glycol, because you have a type of hair wherein the scalp is different as well as the hair length are different. So we have to use 2 different shampoos in this condition.
But well, in the market full of shampoos, can you tell us which shampoos we can use?
Yes, for example, if you have very dry, frizzy hair, you can use something like L'Oreal Hyaluronic Shampoo Conditioner. You can use Digi Bedhead Dry Shampoo Conditioner. You can also use something like Joygen Voluma Shampoo Conditioner. And if you have very oily scalp, you can choose something like Felson Shampoo, Bioderma No DS Shampoo, Logi Drop S Shampoo. All these are shampoo which are meant for oily scalp.